Jam. I am no spam and jam, no, sir. Oh, good stuff. Hey, hey, what a monkey! Hey, monkeys! Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas! I'm not done yet. Hang on. Hey, what's going on, Andrew? Hey, I don't want a job. Actually, you know what? I don't want a job. I was listening to the monkeys. I was so. Hey, with a monkey, cause there's a monkey around. No, I don't want a monkey job. Done with the monkey jobs. I'm done with currency. Well, I gotta talk about a few things this morning. Don't put anybody down. Just wanna be crazy, cause you're stupid as hell. Cause we eating things that's killing people, and something I gotta tell you. All right, I gotta speak in code. All right, let me bring the comments right. Good morning, everybody. Did y'all have a good Christmas? Everybody had a good Christmas, or y'all have killed grandmama Christmas? And bitch, that's not why I don't want a job, brother. That's why I want a job, because all the jobs here kill grandmamas. Kill grandmama Christmas. Good morning, Christine. Ooh, do I have a few things to talk about today? I got a bunch of things to talk about today. I'm not even sure where to start, how to start, when to start, with who to start, why, and all of that stuff. Happy holidays. Yes, Rose, happy holidays. Good morning. Let me get my background set. I got to build a false world for you people. I do that every morning between 10 and 9, 10, 11, something, whenever I get damn time to. Okay, so a couple things. We can't tell you what's truthful. We can't tell you what's truthful. Well, somebody sent me a great reminder this morning that even though we can't say the truth, we can speak around the truth to try to help people. So that's what I try to do. I'm going to try a little better to do that. That's my job. So a couple things. One, but this one actually isn't about anything else other than I found it fascinating. Did y'all see they found us at the bottom of the hole? Did y'all see that? Oh, I got it. You know what? I got to check my profile too. See people upset with me. I said you need to defund education. I don't know. I know. Yes, recycling is bad. That's not education. I think you need to defund it. I think you need to get rid of it. That's what I think. No, it was two things. Two ways to get rid of something that's not what they say to something that they say is something that is not that something. You need to overfund education, or you need to completely don't fund it at all. And then it will reveal itself to you. Then you'll realize, like, the only way to get rid of dirty, foul, corrupt, foul, funky, dirty, stank, funky, funk stuff, shit. Mama, that shit. Don't make me play the video. Is you overfund it so it chokes itself, or you don't fund it at all, and people go off and do the things they're supposed to do. You know, if you don't fund education, you know what'll happen? The people who want to teach gonna teach. People who don't want to teach ain't gonna teach. And that's exactly what you need. You don't need business administration majors and banking majors and all this nonsense to be teaching children, the next generation. Hell no. Look at this. Look, y'all remember Whitney? Remember, is her name? No, that's not Whitney. What's her name? Whoopi. Before y'all broke her and got her off of crack, she was okay on crack. After y'all got her off of crack, she ain't never been the same. What did she say? She said, until you do right by me, everything he's gonna do gonna fail. Till you do right by children, the next generation, till you do right by the planet, everything you do gonna fail. Until you do right by your immune system, until you start eating save your life food. You know, somebody had the nerve to hit me with that in my family. Did y'all see y'all family this week? I saw my family this week. The first thing I got hit with, you know, so I'm standing in the kitchen. Oh, I'm gonna talk about the hoe. I'm gonna talk about the hoe. Oh, I got so much stuff. I'll talk about roots, Kunta Kinte, cut your foot off. I got to talk about a bunch of stuff. Let me slow down. Let me process. Slow down, Jerome. Slow down. First thing I got hit with, because I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing colonizing Christmas. I'm sorry. You can do that if you want to. I ain't doing this. Hell no, I ain't wearing no face diaper. Said, oh, well, you don't have a face diaper on. See, you're wearing your face diaper and you're protecting Gerard. And Gerard's not wearing one, so he's not protecting you. And I had to break it down immediately. I'm not here to play with the monkeys. Hell, hey, we not the monkeys. I said, first of all, I eat healthy food. That protects me. If you don't eat healthy food, you're going to die. And then I proceeded to go through the cabinets. It was like death food, die food, junk food, kill grandmama food, kill grand. So, all right, so listen. If you want to save yourself, you need to save yourself. But however you want to die, I'm fine with however you want to die. I try to tell you not to, but you know, here's a good example. A couple good examples. Until you do right by your immune system, you're gonna die. Couple things. The hole. Hold on. I'll talk about the hole real quick. Then I got to show you something because we actually can't talk about it, but I'm going to talk around it the best that I can. And hopefully you can pick it up. If you want to know what's true and you want to save your grandmama, you do your own research. You want to save your mama, you would do your own research and turn off that damn television. They found out I was at the bottom of the hole. Did y'all know that? That's in Belize. It's a hole in the ocean. Go way deep down. There ain't no monkeys down there. You got no corporations, no 1%, no bankers, nothing. So, of course, they found a bunch of plastic and trash. There's a whole ecosystem down there, thousands of feet down. They're living down there, having sex and stuff, playing soccer, having some fun. The shrimps with the worms and stuff, making new viruses for y'all to scare you. Oh, do I gotta say something on that? How do I say this the right way? Good morning, everybody. Maybe I should greet everybody first. Should I greet everybody first? Well, I got to change first. I got to change my background because I know I can talk about it in this way because it's accepted history. It is accepted history. Oh my gosh, what's that town in Montana? Somebody got the name of that town in Montana? The universe put all this stuff in my head from the stuff that my friends posted and ended up watching. In Montana, they got that town, Asbestos Town. Somebody give me the name. Is it Libby? What's the name of that town? We found out that the government working with mining companies literally gave everybody there's like a couple thousand people in the town, gave them all kind of lung conditions, interstitial lung disease and not COPD, something like that. And they realized they made a mistake, so gave everybody health care in that town and take care of everybody in that town. Because that's what they're talking about now, Medicare for all. I think that's kind of a thing, and not really, because it's not Medicare, it's actually just disease management. But if you broke it, you're supposed to fix it. If you broke it, you should fix it. And that's a good example of the corporation that owns America actually fixing something that they actually broke. Anything else they broke? They broke a whole bunch of stuff. So it's funny, right? They spilled the milk. They cleaned it up their damn self. When people died, they didn't clean it up, but they're helping. They admitted a mistake and they're fixing it. And isn't the whole world being poisoned? Isn't everybody all over? From the food, the water, the air, the EMF, and everything. Here's another example right here. This is another good case of I made a mistake. Yes, you did that, and I'm gonna clean it up because until you do right, man. Good morning, everybody. I didn't even greet nobody yet. Ooh, it's just one of them mornings. I've been singing monkey songs all morning. I love monkey songs. One of my favorite monkey songs is one the kids sing. Hold on, how do I get this? Where is this right here? Y'all remember the submarine frequencies? Y'all remember that? When they decided that for the war effort, we need to talk to submarines. That's what this is right here. Let me make it bigger. Put a little bag on this joker. Right, there you go. There you go. There you go. And so they were, say you live right here, is grandmama's house. Now, grandmama's house is right here, and here's the sub communication station. So they got the submarines to help do colonization, to blow things up and steal people's resources, right? Robbing the world from the meat before the meat get any damn thing. And so the frequencies would go through the people. Yeah, somebody laughing. They already know what I'm talking about. Because you can't actually say it. That's why I'm still here on your social media, because I don't actually say anything. I just talk around it and you can figure it out. So the frequencies were going through people, and the people were getting real sick. And back then they had a sort of kind of government that kind of cared about grandmama a slight little bit, like in Libby, Montana. And the government stopped communicating with submarines by bouncing low frequency messages off the ionosphere to get to the submarines. And guess what? The people in the town got better. Imagine that everybody, yeah, we okay. We playing soccer again, going out to recess, having fun. All right, now I'm gonna say this. Say it once. I might have to go to my threads. I forgot how I worded it. If somebody creates a means to force the human cells to release toxins, cell cleansing, and they have a means of doing that, they can create endless flu season. Okay? Process that for a minute. Endless flu season. You know how your cells, who was the doctor who was talking about that? How your cells release toxins certain times of the year, and certain things get them to do that. And that's how we live. We die if our cells didn't do this. I got to add something to that conversation. If you were eating trash, if you were doing what George Carlin told you about eating junk food and trash your entire damn life, all damn day, all during flu season, before flu season, after flu season, around flu season, and your body has a lot of toxins to release, and they communicating with submarines, toxifying your cells more, they can create endless flu season on you because you're the one eating the toxins. You're the one taking in the poisons. Y'all see what I'm saying? And so whatever you demand with that technology, because you're keeping everybody in perpetual flu season, you will get what you want. Whatever you want. If you want the world, you get the whole world. These people didn't realize that they're dying from what they eat from the grocery store. They're dying from lightning fast internet. Woo-hoo. All right, that's as far as I'm gonna go on that. I'll post some links. Hopefully you can piece it together. I'm not gonna touch that no more. Good morning, monkeys. Ooh, goodness gracious. I don't like this background. I use that as an example. I kind of like the whole, let's go back to, no. We want to talk about Kunta Kinte. We got to talk about Kunta Kinte, cut your foot off. I think that's the title of it. All right. And this applies to the discussion. Hang on. Y'all remember Roots? Anybody remember how Kunta got caught? Remember what he was doing before he got caught? I got to fix this. My world is, and the funny thing is, even with my green screen, and then the media like a green screen, making people stupid, building their own little world, on their own little false reality. There you go. Isn't that pretty? That's just pretty. You know that's pretty because ain't no monkeys down there. There's no evolving monkeys down there. Oh, I love that. There you go. I didn't have to make myself smart. There we go. Come on, everybody. Kunta. You remember how Kunta got caught? How Kunta get caught? Anybody remember? Quiz. I gotta go in the bottom comments. You remember how he got caught? What was Kunta doing? Anybody remember? Don't make me pull the video up. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I watched that part of Roots again. Anybody remember how Kunta got caught? What was Kunta doing? He was chasing chicken, wasn't he? Yes, he was. He was chasing the damn chicken. He was out there in Africa just running around. Chicken! See, you see where this is going, don't you? This is bad. You need to cut your own foot off. Look, he was chasing chicken, wasn't he? See, he was chasing that damn chicken, and they were walking the slaves out, and he cried, he was making all that damn noise. Yes, people laughing. They remember this. They remember this, didn't they? And they turned around. What the hell is that noise? Then had all the slaves on the chain. What the hell? And why did Kunta get away? Kunta let go of the chicken, didn't he? He said, all right, damn it, I get it. I get it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be on the chain on a boat to America unless I let go of this damn chicken. Anybody in the grocery store got anything they need to let go of? Did y'all go to anybody's house? Every time I go to somebody's house and they tell me that they protected me by a face diaper on their face, just look in their cabinets and say, no, you need to let go of that chicken. Let the chicken go. Let the chicken go, because they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Oh, they're gonna get you. You see how this fits together? This house is weird. I love this universe. No, I don't. I hate this universe. No, I love the universe. I hate the planet. Because I watch stuff and like y'all send me stuff and all this stuff just goes in my head that like forms this really weird name and I put it up as a title. Now you need why not cut your foot off right now, so we get to cut your foot off. So you can cut your foot off. He let the chicken go, so he didn't get caught that time. All right, that time they got him later because the king sold him out in Africa. Yeah, we're not gonna touch that. We go if we watched, we could watch. Maybe we could watch it. I don't know. Because he ran back and said, hey, guys, everybody, it's white people. They grabbing people, taking them, chop. But we'll fix that because that's how he saw it. And what do we know is now? It's a 0.01%. It's a 0.01%. They grabbing people, put them in chains, taking them. I got away because I took the chicken out my mouth. You know, and I'm going to... I'm going to leave that right where it is because I don't even want to touch that too much. And so he went back to the king. The king said, all right, so they grabbed people and everything. Y'all stop chasing chicken. Right? It was only 2 miles away. Number one, processed food, sugar, all the things. Lightning fast internet, consumerism, all of those things. And then they finally got him. You know, and they took him over to the 1%, took him over to America. I know you thought I would say white people. I don't say nothing like that. I say things that matter. I like to say things in a way where you know the actual problem so we can have a real solution. I'm a parent. Next generation needs to be free. So they took him on over to America, 0.01%. And he kept running away. He's like, no, I live free. Kunta Kinte. They said, your name Toby. No, it ain't. My name Kunta Kinte. Hey, man, you don't know where I'm from. Germanic tribes did the same thing. The English tribe, the British tribes, the same thing to the Romans, and the Utes did the same thing to the Cherokee. Everybody, no, that's not my name. That's my name. You try to take me because everybody in colonized. Everybody in college said, my name Kunta. And they brought him back and said, no, your name ain't Kunta. In fact, we're gonna cut your foot off because you run away. That's what I mean by cut your foot off. I cut my foot off. I cut my damn foot. I'm about to cut my feet off again. I ain't gonna wait for Massa to cut off my feet. When Massa cut off your feet, then, you know, he got a plan. You're gonna fall into his plan. I used to work in corporate America. I realized what I was doing. I knew I was working for the wrong team. I was heading that life. I was gonna be like a lot of y'all ignorant bastards living in a McMansion, driving a Benz, an SUV. You know, kids ain't got no food, but we're not gonna touch that one either. I'm just gonna simply say, cut your own foot off. Sometimes you gotta realize, nah, I'm not gonna wait for you. I'm gonna cut my own foot off. And then we got to talk about virtue. If y'all get that in. No, I'm not. And we're going to talk about virtue. I need to talk about virtue. I got a bunch of stuff I want to watch. This might be a long video. I don't know. With Gerard, exactly when do you not have a long video? Yeah, well, it's a good point. Good point. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on in Muddy World. Good morning, Verna. Good morning. Yes, we are a family. 7 billion ignorant cousins all over this planet. Just struggling to get out this monkeyism. I think America's days are over. Pray. Wait a minute. Pray like never. I think they are. I hope so, Rose. I hope so. I really hope so. It's not an American thing. I hope British, Canada, Australia, Russia, China. I hope all of the colonizers' days over. It's about time to be free. The only way we're going to get free, Rose, is if we cut our feet off. We got to cut our feet off. Don't wait for them to do it. It's time for you to do it. Cut your foot off. Go be strong. Say, man, I don't need this. You know, because you can take this away from me, and that's your power over me. Is your fear. You making me, no, I'm gonna stop eating chicken, damn it. I'm gonna put down the potato chips. No, I get this. I understand now that you're gonna make endless flu season with the technology that you're not allowed to talk about, and through other means, not just one technology, it's chemicals and pesticides, a bunch of other stuff. You gonna make endless flu season on me and my family. We gonna die if we keep being ignorant. Nah, I'm gonna cut my foot off. I'm gonna eat some lettuce. Put the chicken down, make a smoothie. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, good morning, Kristen. How you doing this morning? Good morning. Yes, yes, nice and cozy Christmas here. That's a good thing, Christine. It's not cozy here. I'm in slavery. I don't have a choice, Christine. I cut my foot off. So, you know, you cut your foot off when your income. Sometimes you got to work when you don't want to. I mostly do what I love, Christine. So it's not work. You got to change your passion. Cat Stevens, part of this is your fault. Afternoon, Cat Stevens. She sent me a video this morning. We were talking about how you have to talk in code. And it's just like, you know, we're going, but how do you tell people, but you don't tell people? So they told, and you just have to feed them a little bit. Talk about history. Talk about the submarines. Talk about the last time they were blasting frequencies everywhere for the 0.01% for the colonization efforts. And it got people sick. And what did they do? They turned that sucker off. You made them cut your foot off. Now they got something else they need to cut off. And if you're paying attention with most of these people here, you know what the hell needs to be cut off. I know it's fun. It's interesting, Kat, how all that fits together, because the people who cause the problems are always the people who line up the solution, and ignorant people can't seem to figure that out. So we'll talk in code, and you'll get it. You'll get it. Just keep reading. Keep reading. Anyway, good morning, Rose Williams. We need to have our jobs. Love everyone if you can. Healthcare is your job if you can do it. You know what? Can I word that another way, Rose Williams? Rose Williams needs to have Rose Williams' job. Rose Williams needs to focus on Rose Williams. Rose Williams does not need to be working for Rothschilds, Rockefellers, industries, corporations, the war engine, any of that. When a real job, an effective job, a useful job is something that you have to do for yourself or your family. And it doesn't come with money or income. It comes with, this was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do, so I did it. I got up in the morning, I grew some food. I got up in the morning, made a house. I got up in the morning, fixed the plumbing. I got up in the morning and do that. We have to get away from a world where bankers dictate how the world goes, because we all want the thing that they print that they don't ever do no damn work for. Saw this, wow. Oh yeah, wasn't that interesting, Christine, when they went to the bottom of it? It was beautiful. It was clean because there wasn't no monkeys down there, so everything was thriving. They was having all kind of fun down there. Let me see, no mask. Oh, and well over 10 people underestimated my family. Well, you know what? The good thing, Verna, is I think, I'm not sure, Verna, I think the intervention worked. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I got an appointment to put together today for a naturopathic doctor, for somebody to go sit and meet with them. And I got somebody else to take that person to go because they struggle with cardiovascular. They need to get their foot cut off. They're chasing chicken. I'm not even sure how long we can even say that. They're struggling with things that there is a solution for. So their cells will stop cleansing. And so they'll stop seeing symptoms that look like a flu that they blame on the flu. I have to tell you this. Whew. Well, I can use the word hoax. I can use the word hoax still. Yeah, it's a hoax. It's all a hoax. All a hoax. All of it a hoax. All of it. For the sake of argument, it's all a hoax. Because if you have technology where you can mimic symptoms of the things that they say that's going on, and you want everybody to look in this direction, see, isn't it Caesar, thou protestest too much? When they keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it, get people in Hollywood say it, get the politicians say it, but both sides, all corporations, all, because they're not governments, in all nations, they keep saying it. Obviously, it's a patsy. Obviously, that's not what's going on. They're using something else to mimic this, to look like this, and that's probably why they haven't isolated it. Because it's probably not just one thing; it's probably a bunch of things. It's all the chicken. There's a bunch of different types of chicken. Anyway, yeah, I think my intervention is working, Verna. I think people start to see, hey, good morning, Mary Miller. Hello, Cat 2006. I was in the UK, cannot fly anywhere. Yeah, well, that's what they want, Rose. They're going to get what they want because they can mimic the thing that scares people that people call virus. I come up papyrus. Don't be scared of papyrus. Just put the chicken down. Put down the Cinnabon. Step back. Don't make me play George Carlin. I feel like playing George Carlin this morning. Hey, good morning, Diane. Pray to every, pray for peace. Yeah, pray for peace and walk away, Rosewood. Cut your foot off anywhere you can. That's another word for off grid. Cut your foot off. Just cut your foot off. That's all you got to do. Cut your foot off, because everything you do to hit, I keep forgetting that woman's name, Whoopi. Everything you do gonna fail till you do right by the next generation. This is why we got to talk about virtue signaling. Y'all want to talk about virtue signaling? We talk about a bunch of stuff, but I think I want to talk about virtue signaling. Virtue. Virtue. Everybody around me this weekend, I was like, yeah, you know you look stupid, right? You know, you should take that thing off. I'm gonna keep talking about you. That's how I do. I'm gonna keep talking about you. Don't make me go look in your cabinets. I'm gonna keep talking about it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh, I'm gonna show y'all a text message because I had to leave. I was gonna leave. I'm respectful though. I am respectful because I was, we got to a point where, all the meal and the fun and all that stuff was over. And I know I had a portion of my family, they wanted to come by and they were just going to drop off some food and leave. First of all, I know the food is not safe grandmama food. That's number one. And two, I was like, you know what? I didn't make my message. I didn't put my foot down, and my kids are strong as hell. They put their foot down too. Look, y'all need to grow the hell up. I said, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go. Because a person told me, say, yeah, well, they're going to come by and drop some non-safe meat food off, but they don't want to come in because they're going to get the. So I sent a text message. Let me pull it up. Hang on. I had so much fun this weekend. Hold on. But I said, I'm going to show you the text message. Let me see if I can show it to you without showing it to you. I don't like to put people on blast. I was leaving and I was letting them know. Yep, here we go. Yeah, all right, I moved it up, Let's see how I can read it through screen. I was leaving. I texted my whole family. I said, there you go. For whoever wants to see us, we're probably leaving around noon. For anybody who wants to avoid us, we're leaving around noon. But we promise we will leave our exosomes, our extracellular vesicles all over the house from our skin. The pathogens like to hide in. We didn't wear our level 3 positive pressure suits required by OSHA to make a slight impact on the spread of the cuckoo virus. There's 0.57 size in microns. None of us, what is it? Can't see the rhyme. None of us are sick, thus left far less droplets than skin particles. Do you understand what that means? You understand what I'm saying? This is a message you might want to send to somebody. I was going to put it on Facebook, but I was busy. I was like, I'm leaving now. We leaving, but we're going to leave the exosomes staying. I can't do nothing about the exosomes. And the funny thing is, somebody who's a chemist, he understood what I was saying. He's been fighting me for damn near 8 months. Now he's sitting back there like, oh, yeah, okay. And then he tried the emotional, right? He tried the emotional approach, and my son caught him on it. My kids are funny. He said, yeah, we saw him, Dad. Yeah, he understood what you were saying, so he tried the emotional route. So how would you feel if somebody died? How you mean tell me, how would I feel if people that eat chocolate for breakfast, chocolate for lunch, chocolate for dinner actually die in an ecosystem where I got skin and it's flaking off? Literally, my eyebrows are leaving extracellular vesicles everywhere I go in a big cloud of dust. What's his name? Pigpen? Y'all remember Pigpen? Y'all old enough to know who Pigpen is? Pigpen. Ooh, I'm gonna pull up Pigpen. Hold on. This is who we are. This is like real science, not science. This is like real science. Y'all know they laughing because they know who Pigpen is. Pigpen. Right? Some of y'all not old enough. I'm 29, so hang on. Where's Pigpen? Here you go. That's my brother. That right there, my Pigpen. That's us right here. Hang on. Let me save Pigpen. Save, and I'm gonna put on the screen. I like to educate people best as I can. Save Pigpen. You are Pigpen. I don't care what you say. Yeah, I'm clean. I took a shot. No, you're not. That is not how science works. That's how science works. That's not how real science works. You are Pigpen everywhere. Here go the brother right here. This is you right here. Yeah, I know you just took a shot. I know you did. Look, you see all that dust flying off his. Oh, yeah, that's not a good one. You can't see all the dust because it's black. Everywhere you go, though, you just like every cell in your body is emitting extracellular vesicles, exosomes. Viruses hide in them. Papyruses hide in them. So everywhere you go, unless you go into somebody's house and they say, if y'all come in this house, you're gonna have to have your level 3 positive pressure suits, and you better have you better bring the compressor, have that sucker on, because if you coming in the house, you getting everything I got. That's just how we all live or die together, y'all. We live or die. We should change. Is it obituaries? Not obituaries. What's the thing where they like to say? We survive by. Oh, they survived by their family. No, you didn't survive by your family. Not if I've been in your house. You survived by my viruses, my bacteria, my funguses, and everything that I left in your house just by walking in, face diaper or not. Okay? There is no way you're going to cheat nature. Is everybody getting that? I'm going to leave this alone. I want to talk about virtue. Virtue. Yeah, all right. Now I'm going to do comments. I'll do some comments and go to virtue. That was a fun one. I was gonna share it. I was like, yeah, we leaving, but we gonna leave some soldiers here to help you build your immune system. Not by choice. Would love to be your friend, Cat. Rose Williams, everybody need to make friends. As friends is the best friends. As friends, friend. Good day, Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Yeah, and the New Year's, God bless you. God bless you too, Lily Scott. Where you at nowadays? You disappeared. What is staying safe? That's what I want to know. I like staying safe. I want to be safe. Can somebody tell me what being safe is? Yes, call it eulogy, Buddha Cat. Thank you. What is being safe on like planet where bacteria drives everything and it's everywhere? It's in the air. It's on this cup. Like I washed the cup before I had it, but I know it's bacteria and fungus in there. Ones that could probably kill me if I didn't have an immune system. That's why Bubble Boy was in the bubble. You got two choices. You can either accept pigpen reality that the earth is round, or you can go with the 1% that the earth is flat and you can be live in a sterile world. Being safe ain't nothing safe once you got a microscope, Lily. I got that microscope. That changed my whole life. And I realized it's life everywhere on everything. I saw little bugs on my skin, Lily. It was like there's no safety. Safety is in the organic section of the grocery store. That's the first step to safety. And the last step to safety is growing your own. Going off grid, cut your foot off, be done with this world. All right. Was reading on Mel's Hole last night. Kristen, do not get me started on Mel's Hole. We're going to be here all day. Don't get me started because, oh my goodness, do they lie about every damn thing. They lie about everything. And where do these holes come from? On a-hole earth, just a-holes everywhere. You got this hole in Belize, and we finally got to the bottom of it. And they got Mel's Hole too. And that was the thing. There are financial records where you can go back and see the land deeds and how the government took it. And nobody lets you see what's bottom in Mel's Hole. I know what the bottom of Mel's Hole is another a-hole. It's more indications of the a-hole planet that we live on. All right, this episode is not listed in the TV guide, and it never will be, Beaufont. Never will be. What's up, dog? Chris, ain't nothing up. Just on Monkey Planet. Just trying to look around, trying to avoid being eaten by the monkeys and stuff. Stay unsafe. That's it, Yvonne. Oh, Yvonne Loper. Yes, stay unsafe. That's the only way you're going to be safe. You got to stay unsafe. You got to go find you some mud puddle and go jump in that joker and just slosh around in it. Get some of that bacteria, throw it at your kids. Hopefully the kids go find some poo in the yard, bring it to you, drop it in your hand. Mommy, it's shit. No, baby, that's a rock. No, mommy, I'm going to help your immune system. It's shit. All right, I'm on the watch again. All right, y'all ready? I want to show you something. I got to show you something. Good morning, everybody. I greet everybody. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, George. I got to go down and do this real quick. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Chris, Deanna in the house. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, how you doing? Danielle St. John is in the house. Danielle St. John. Boy, I tell you what. You're in Facebook jail. You ain't got to tell nobody that, sister. I know. She's like, I'm in Facebook jail. You should have been in jail a long damn time ago. How did you stay out so long? You like escape from Alcatraz, and they should have left you in there. I watch your post every damn day. If y'all don't follow Danielle St. John, you should. But you gonna have to follow her after about 2 more days when she get out of prison. He's trying to get us to look off the eggplant. What the hell are we talking about? All right, I want to get down to something. I want to talk about virtue signaling because that's how we got here. Everybody wants to save the world. Everybody wants to rule and save the world. And the violation is when you think you're right to get out there and save other people instead of saving your damn self. I got to do this morning. I know y'all not going to like this person. Alan watches. He got something important to tell you. Don't worry about the source. Focus on the message. All right. So we got to do virtue because that's how we got here. Virtue signaling and then poisoning everybody because they found out a way to release those poisons at a certain point in time and make it feel like it's flu season all the damn time because you won't stop eating unhealthy things and try to clean up your environment. Go live off grid somewhere or, I don't know, grow some food or do something. Right here. Here we go. Survive by eggplants and Survived by eggplants and cherries. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of, Beaufont. That's easy. He got the last comment. That's crazy, man. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Those things, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for those things. Both of them. But the reality is, Beaufont, they also destroyed the planet too. They destroyed everything. That whole patriarchal world, this concept that rule by force. We can save the world. Alan Watts going to talk about this. He's going to talk about this right now. Virtue. I know how to fix Beaufont. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, wait, let me do it. Oh, yes. Oh, the monkey. Because this is the one, y'all, the monkey and the fish and the tree. Y'all heard that one? That's the one I want to do. Where is he at? Oh, Lord have mercy. Day after Christmas. Here you go. Fake virtue. Fake virtue. I'm sure it's a commercial first. No. Here we go. Oh, whoa. Okay, pull it up right there. Come on over here. Share the screen. Virtue. I'm virtuous. I know what to do. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm going to save you. Just let me do to you in your life what I think needs to happen in your life. Because the 0.01% told me what's wrong with you. The ones that sell chicken. All right, here we go. This is awesome. Check this out. No, thank you. I do not want that. Alan Watts.
You see, the reason you want to be better is the reason why you aren't. We aren't better because we want to be. Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because all the do-gooders in the world, whether they're doing good for others or doing it for themselves, are troublemakers. On the basis of kindly let me help you or you'll drown, said the monkey, putting the fish safely up a tree. We white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, British, German, American, have been on a rampage for the past 100 or more years to improve the world. We have given the benefits of our culture, our religion, our technology to everybody, except perhaps the Australian Aborigines. And we have insisted that they receive the benefits of our culture, even our political styles, our democracy. You better be democratic, or we'll shoot you.
We'll shoot you. We're going to kill you. So I'm going to clean that up a little bit. This is a minute ago. Alan Watts doesn't have it clarified. He didn't read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman or Creature from Jekyll Island. This is not an Anglo-Saxon thing. These were just the latest. Everybody colonized. Everybody said, you will take our culture or we will kill you. The Cherokee did it. The Huns did it. The Germans did it. The Prussians did it. The Afro-Zulus did it. The king before the Zulus, he did it. Everybody colonized. So it's not a skin thing. This is a virtue thing. This is a fake virtue thing, a virtue. I have to clarify this because people get lost in it because they're like, the white people. And it's like, no, black people did it too. So did the yellow people and the green people. Anybody who develops a technology that they can abuse their neighbor with, they're required to abuse it, which is part of why we got to live in an open source world. But we'll get to that. I want to clarify that real quick. Updated for the modern times.
And having conferred these blessings all over the place, we wonder why everybody hates us.
Terrorism.
See, because sometimes doing good to others and even doing good to oneself is amazingly destructive. Because it's full of conceit. How do you know what's good for other people?
Hello.
How do you know what's good for you?
Well,
if you say you want to improve, then you ought to know what's good for you. But obviously you don't, because if you did, you would be improved. So we don't know. It's like the problem of geneticists, which they face today. I went to a meeting of geneticists not so long ago where they gathered in a group of philosophers and theologians and said, now look here, we need help. We now are on the verge of figuring out how to breed any kind of human character we would want to have.
We can fix viruses.
We can give you saints, philosophers, scientists, great politicians, anything you want. Just tell us, what kind of human beings ought we to breed? So I said, how will those of us who are genetically unregenerate make up our minds what genetically generate people might be. Because I'm afraid very much that our selection of virtues may not work. It may be like, for example, this new kind of high-yield grain which is made and which is becoming ecologically destructive.
Yes, you know what he's talking about, don't you? Stop in between here. He's talking about Frankenwheat. If you've not read the book Frankenwheat, please read. You need to put chicken down. Cut your foot off. Frankenwheat. That's when, oh, we got the virtue. We're going to feed the world. We figured out how to breed little 1-foot wheat plants with 6-foot grass. Except for the grass had a gliadin protein for yes. And they got everybody sick. Clogs up your villi, something they call gluten, which is the part of the whole put to cut your foot off and put the chicken down, right? This is the part of, you know, people not getting the nutrition they need. So someone, when they do something to cause cell cleansing to occur, they can keep endless flu season. Fake virtue. You don't know what other people need. We're always the path to stay in hell, because the path to hell is not paved with good intention. That was paved a long damn time ago. And we stuck on it. Concrete Jungle, Bob Marley, look it up. The path to stay in hell is to keep burping. That's what it is, to think that you're right and you're always wrong.
When we interfere with the processes of nature and breed efficient plants and efficient animals, there's always some way in which we have to pay for it.
Amen.
And I can well see that eugenically produced human beings might be dreadful. We could have a plague of virtuous people.
Oh.
You realize that? Any animal considered in itself is virtuous. Does its thing, but in crowds they're awful.
A virtue-demic.
Like a crowd of ants or locusts on the rampage. They're all perfectly good animals, but it's just too much. I could imagine a perfectly pestiferous mass of 1 million saints.
All the saints that we have.
So I said to these people, look, there's the only thing you can do. Just be sure that a vast variety of human beings is maintained.
Variety. So I'm going to hit this real quick, as Alexander said it, right? A vast variety of human beings. They all need to be here. Everybody, all of them, all the people that you don't like, all the people that don't like your foot, they don't like your skin, they don't like your planet, they don't like the way the food that you eat. The people who just annoy the hell out of you, they all have to be here because they all have a role to play. And half of that role is annoying the hell out of you. Everybody has to be here. It's not about what you like. It's about leaving people alone. So like in what Alexander's saying, everyone who does something thinks that they're right. We hit that a little while ago, Alexander. I don't know if you were here. Everybody thinks they're right. Everyone thinks that they're doing the correct thing. No one is out there doing anything like, hey, I'm bad, I'm gonna do this and this is horrible. Everyone thinks that I'm doing this and this is gonna help in some way. It might help certain groups, but it's gonna help. And there might be some things I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to go ahead and do them because the long-term scenario is best. The needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many. That old Spock Star Trek stuff. And that's the whole point. Gates is not the problem. Gates is actually, he knows that he's helping. Fauci is not the problem. Fauci knows that he's helping. Big tech companies with 4+1, see? They know that they're helping. You need lightning fast internet. You're not going to make it unless we have smart houses. We need self-driving cars so people stop crashing. They need to save lives. So they're willing to accept the things that come along with that. Cell cleansing. But we won't go too that deep. And so I had to hit that real quick, Alexander, because that's spot on. Everybody doesn't think they're right. Everybody knows they're right. And when you know you're right, you're willing to accept the devastation that comes to other people for it. And we're all, in that way, we're all Bittner. Because everybody likes to look at Bittner and say, oh, Bittner, he's the worst, he's the worst, he's the worst, he's the worst. And so we'll go with, so he's the worst, most modern example, I guess. Well, but I don't know. I think Fauci and Gates at the top of them. We won't test that too much. But what did he do? He was trying to help a certain group of people. So he's willing to hurt a whole bunch of people to help a certain group of people. And in the end, we'd have this master world where everybody would be okay and the right people would be alive and everything is fixed. That fake virtue, the virtue. Anybody see that in any groups walking around that right now with 3-letter acronyms? We're going to save a certain group of people because these people matter. These people matter. I got to be careful how I say it. But we're willing to ignore another group of people because we just want to focus on these people right now. Yeah, we're all Bittner. We're all Bittner in every single way. Every single way. So I appreciate that, Alexander. That's spot on. That's spot on. And there's nothing wrong with being wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Everybody's wrong. I've said, I don't know how many wrong things since I've begun this. It's okay to be wrong. We're all ignorant. The problem is when we're willfully ignorant and we stay there, right? That's the problem. I accept the fact that I can cheer for all lives to matter. Why? Because I'm privileged. I have a lot more than what my white friends don't have and my black friends. So their skin color is insignificant to me. The only thing that's significant to me is the people in Yemen, China, and Russia, and all those who don't have what I have, that they get more. That's all that matters. Their skin color is completely insignificant. Let's let Al Bosch.
Please breed us down to a few excellent types. Excellent for what? We never know how circumstances are going to change and how our need for different kinds of people changes. At one time, we may need very individualistic and aggressive people. At another time, we may need very cooperative, team-working people. At another time, we may need people who are full of interest in dexterous manipulation of the external world. At another time, we may need people who explore into their own psychology and are introspective. There is no knowing. But the more varieties and the more skills we have, obviously, the better.
The aliens are coming.
So you see, here again, the problem comes out in genetics. We do not really know how to interfere with the way the world is. The way the world actually is an enormously complex, interrelated organism.
Ecosystem. Nobody understands.
The same problem arises in medicine because the body is a very complexly interrelated organism. And if you look at the body in a superficial way, you may see there's something wrong with it. It's chickenpox. And there's spots that itch that come out all over the place. Well, you might say, well, spots are there, cut them off. So you kill the bug. Well, then you find you've got real problems. Because you have to introduce some bugs to kill the bug. It's like bringing rabbits into Australia. And that starts going all over the place and getting out of hand. But then you think, well, now, wait a minute. It wasn't the bugs in the blood. There are bugs all over the place. What was wrong with this person that his blood system suddenly became vulnerable to those particular bugs? His resistance wasn't up. Therefore, what you should have given him was not an antibiotic, but vitamins. Okay, so we're going to build up his resistance. But resistance to what? I mean, you may build up resistance to this and this and this class of bugs, but then there's another one that loves that situation and comes right in. See, we always look at the human being medically in bits and pieces because we have heart specialists, lung specialists, bone specialists, nerve specialists, and so on. And they each see the human being from their point of view. There are a few generalists, but they realize the human body is so complicated that no one mind can understand it. And furthermore, supposing we do succeed in healing all these people of their diseases, what do we then do about the population problem? I mean, we've stopped cholera, the black bubonic plague, we're getting the better of tuberculosis, we may fix cancer and heart disease. Then what will people die of? Well, then let's go on living. There'll be enormous quantities of us. Then we have to fix this birth thing. Pills for everybody. Then we find what are the effects, the side effects of those pills? What are the psychological effects upon men and women of not breeding children in the usual way? We don't know. And what seems a good thing today, or yesterday, like DDT, turns out tomorrow to have been a disaster. What seemed in the moral and spiritual sphere, too, like great virtues in times past, are easily seen today as hideous evils. Let's take, for example, the Inquisition. In its own day, among Catholics, the Holy Inquisition was regarded as we today regard the practice of psychiatry. You see, you feel that in curing a person of cancer, almost anything is justified. The most complex operations, the most weird surgery, people suspended for days and days on the end of tubes. With X-ray penetration, burning, or people undergoing shock treatment, people locked in the colorless, monotonous corridors of mental institutions. In all good faith, they knew that witchcraft and heresy were terrible things, awful plagues, imperiling people's souls forever and ever. So any means were justified to cure people of heresy. We don't change. We're doing the same thing today, but under different names. We can look back at those people and see how evil that was, but we can't see it in ourselves. So therefore, beware of virtue. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, said, the highest virtue is not virtue, and therefore really is virtue. But inferior virtue cannot let go of being virtuous, and therefore is not virtue. Translated in more of a periphrastic way, the highest virtue is not conscious of itself as virtue, and therefore really is virtue. Lower virtue is so self-conscious that it's not virtue. In other words, when you breathe, you don't congratulate yourself on being virtuous. But breathing is a great virtue. It's living. When you come out with beautiful eyes, blue or brown or green as the case may be, you don't congratulate yourself for having grown one of the most fabulous jewels on earth. So it's just eyes. And you don't account it a virtue. To see, to entertain the miracles of color and form, you say, oh, that's just... But that's real virtue. Virtue in the sense, the old sense of the word, a strength, as when we talk about the healing virtue of a plant. That's real virtue.
So healing virtue of a plant is real virtue. So a plant, talk about that for a second. It just does what it does because it's supposed to do it, right? It's a funny thing, and it reminds me, because I'd like to take people through my examples in my life. Being a single father, I was always caught in a mall or something with my kids, right? Walking around. I'm a father, I got 3 boys. I love them to death. We're having a lot of fun. And in the mall, I'm playing with them. Usually I'm agnostic to what's going around, having fun. Like, oh, you're such a good dad. And I've replied the same way that I do today as I always do. I said, no, I'm not, actually. I'm just doing what a dad's supposed to do, right? You know, you can use these things as virtue, saying, "Oh, you're a good mom. You're doing this. You're playing this. You're in the PTA. You're blah 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 blah." No, you're just doing what you're supposed to do. It's virtue if it's not sold as virtue, right? Do the right thing because it is the right thing. You know, half of what we're talking about a lot with a lot of my friends and I is going off grid. Why? Not because, oh, we're better. We're not going to destroy the planet. No, it's the right thing to do. So we're going to go do it. We're not going to judge anybody that doesn't. It's just the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to unplug from the psychopathic colonization banking system of making as much money as you can and ignoring the people who die from it. And we're going to go do the right thing. And how the world goes, that's okay. So I think Elaine said, somebody said it, just like, no, or Ty, somebody said, I don't, they probably both said it. Like, yeah, but we got to fight. We got to stay and fight and save the world. This is like, no, the world's going to do what the world's supposed to do. You do what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about nobody else. It's not virtue if it's being used as virtue. If I wear my face diaper, and so I wear my face diaper because I care about you. No, if you want to go that route, if you care about me, you wouldn't be eating chicken. You'd be moving off grid. You'd be growing your own food. You wouldn't be as ignorant as you are. You wouldn't be drinking all that alcohol. You'd be putting a Snicker bar down. You know, but I don't go there. I don't, you know, it's not even a thing. I'm not worried about virtue. I'm worried about what I have to do. Right? So it's virtue when it is, you don't think it's a virtue. That's how I understand it, you know. And I can let somebody else, if somebody else wants to give their own perspective, you can come on and give your own perspective. My perspective and what I just heard is a plant does what it's supposed to do because it's supposed to do it because the plant's been doing it's supposed to do it. We live in interconnected ecosystems of systems that are interconnected and related that don't need your monkey virtue forcing nothing. The minute you think that you're right, you're going to bring force, you're going to destroy the system. These things are all interconnected. We need to live under permanent acceptances of infinite ignorance, which means that you can't tell anybody what to do. You shouldn't be getting behind to force anyone to do anything other than minding about your own ignorant self. And that's scripture. That's scripture. That's, what is it? Don't judge anybody else for the cuckoo virus in their eye. If you got chicken in your closet with some Kellogg's sugar bowls and Twinkies and ho-hos and donuts and Cinnabons, you need to take care of your damn self. Cut your own foot off. Cut your own foot off. And that is just an analogy. Nobody cut his foot off. That's just the world you live in. All right, let me do some comments and we'll see if we'll finish up with a couple of things I want to get to. Signal to virtue. Oh, maybe that's a better way of saying it, Rebecca. Once the minute you signal it, the minute it's a signal, it's not a virtue. Then you're just trying to control people. It's called gaslighting at that point. The minute you signal it, we are all supposed to be infinitely ignorant. And I just clarify for people once again, because new people show up. I say, he just think he know everything. He telling us what to do. This dude don't know nothing. I'm telling you the problems I make, the mistakes I make in my life, and where I cut my foot off because I think it's the right thing to do. And we move forward. That resonates with you, you do that. If not, then don't do that. It's that simple. The world is going to go the way it's supposed to. You can't save the world. The world is going to become what it becomes if enough of us do the things we're supposed to be doing. All right, there are so many jobs in Cali right now. Good luck. Are there? There probably are. And there shouldn't be nobody in Cali. In Cali, still spraying everybody like, is it Lily? Debbie, goodness, Debbie, Dobby, Dibba-Doo-Boo, East Jablip, Montana. Anybody remember that thing? East Jablip, Montana. Hold on, let me get that real quick. Where they had a mining operation. And Lee Camp touched on this, actually, which is weird how all this comes together. And they were just spewing. They were mining for vermiculite. Oh, yes. This is actually a good example, too, because what were they mining for? Vermiculite. Any gardeners that are out there like me, you understand what vermiculite is, right? So there's one company who was mining vermiculite. Why? Because we can grow plants in vermiculite. Come to find out that vermiculite in that town had a form of asbestos in it that they were just spraying all over the town of thousands of people. 90% of the vermiculite in the world at that point in time came from that one little town. Is it Lily? Did somebody find it? Nope, nobody found it. Y'all already know what I'm talking about, do you? All right, this is the part where I'm pretending I'm smart, but actually I heard it on, I remember the story, but I heard it on Lee Camp show earlier today. He talked about it at the end of the day. We can clean up the mess that we make. because it's the right thing to do. And in that way, I don't know if the government didn't virtue signal, but they made a mistake and they fixed it. They still Libby, not Lily, Libby, Montana. Libby, Montana. Oh, I don't want it to play. Don't play. Stop it. Stop. Cut it out. Close player. They have so many new features on Libby, Montana. Look it up. It's interesting, right? They did the right thing. They made a mistake. They gave everybody all these diseases and they cleaned it up. And that's what we're supposed to do. Well, it says I got backs damage. I have to put a hand up. And so, and there's another one right there, Kat. So if anybody has been supporting corporations doing things that they should not be doing, that ended up in a bunch of people getting sick, they need to stop supporting those corporations. If any government's been taking money from corporations that have been hurting people, maybe they should give them money back. Maybe they should actually be honest about what happened. Libby, Montana. Thank you, Elizabeth. Libby, Montana. It is a thing. They actually cleaned up the milk that they spilled. And that's what we need to do globally, because we spilling milk all over the damn earth. Again, the path of the Tao, which is why I love the path of the Tao, Christine. We have to finish up Tao Te Ching. What are we on, part 8? We got to do Tao Te Ching part 8. The greatest trick evil plays is pretend it doesn't exist. Yes, another way of saying that, Scott, is something about the greatest trick of Satan was to prove to the world that he wasn't real, that it wasn't real. I don't know what Satan is, Scott. I just know that there are dark forces and energies that operate on this planet, in this realm, that I don't understand and are capable of the most devastating things in times where the public domain doesn't even know the damage that certain technology does. And they do it, and they do it in mass. And that's part of how we got here today. He lost me at great virtue. No such thing as great virtue, Justin. No such thing. There's just doing what you're supposed to do. Then, of course, I like to when asked to be helpful. Recent years, I feel like I need to share all I know and understand. That's all you can do. You learn and you share, and you admit when you're wrong. That's how we move forward. The greatest trick of the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. This is very true. Which actually I want to kind of wrap up with Alan and go into another piece. Let me see. Do good and forget my grandmother. Yes. Elaine, yes, your grandmother. Everybody's supposed to do. Elaine, grandmama, quote, do what you're supposed to do and forget about it. Let it go. You don't need to be paid for it. And there's another scripture with that, Elaine. Oh, no man, nothing, or woman, but to love them. Do what's right, walk away. That's all you got to do. Absolutely. Not me, I didn't say it. That's okay. Your grandmama said it and you shared it with us. That's a good thing. The fastest way to enlightenment is fighting with people on social media. When I get gaslit, I say, okie dokie, you're right. And sometimes you have to do that, Elaine. This is what with the education system from the earlier quote this morning. I was saying that, how do you fix the education system? Either take away all its funding or overfund it. If you take away all its funding, then real teachers are going to step up and go to supposed to have real education, not the one that comes from governments, which is more indoctrination and on false information and censoring, or you overfund it. You give people the rope to choke themselves. The people who are so right, you just let them choke themselves. One day, Elaine, they will come back and they will say, oh my God, I got cuckoo virus, Elaine, what do I do? And Elaine, I know what she'll say. All right, let's go. Let's look at your house. Let's look at your house. I got to come to my house. I got the cuckoo virus from outside or something. Somebody cough, sneeze at the store, airplane or something. No, we're going to go to your house. We're going to look first. That's the first step. This is why doctors used to come and do house calls, because they could look at what you're eating. They could look at what you're growing. They could tell you what's wrong with your number one defender from diseases called your immune system. Look in your cabinet, see all the sugar, see all the processed food, see all the GMOs, the glyphosate, and all that. Okay, well, step one is you need to get back on your own team. That's step one. And the only way you're going to do that is you start acting like your body's a temple, and you take care of it like it's a temple. All right, let Alan Watts bring it home.
But the other virtues are stuck on. They're ersatz, they're imitation virtues. And they usually create trouble, because more diabolical things are done in the name of righteousness And be assured that everybody of whatever nationality or political frame of mind or religion always goes to war with a sense of complete rightness. The other side is the devil. Our opponents, whether in China or Russia or Vietnam, have the same feeling of righteousness about what they're doing as we have on our side. And a plague on both houses, because, as Confucius said, the goody-goodies are the thieves of virtue, which is the form of our own proverb, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Within, which is a cop out. It's just the point that you got to look within. So I just want to show you in terms of looking within, looking to cell cleansing, looking within. There was a Gerald Pollack interview, 7 minutes in. Oh, hold on.
From
So
the
your problems on your own grocery shopping list.
out, and water.
Right here.
And what you were alluding to, which I don't challenge at all, I think you got it right on, is that gel-like structure and that kind of organization is absolutely critical for everything the cells do. And our cells are full of easy water. The textbook suggests that our cells are made up of water, but if they were made up of water, as I heard you say, and I've said it too, if you cut yourself, then all the water should come gushing out, And so far, I haven't seen too many people expire from loss of running water.
So there are a couple of things there. So if you don't know what easy water is or happy water is, somebody post the name of the Japanese scientist who started looking into the forms of water. We don't even know what water is, but what we do know is when you mean water negativity, when you bring negative energy around water, you change its composition, which is part of why you want to be around people who are speaking positive things over you and your existence, not the people who carry that negativity everywhere they go. So look up happy water, and I don't know what the opposite of happy water is. Water that you don't want in your body, you don't want in your juice, you don't want on your table, you don't want, if you're eating chicken, don't eat the chicken, leave the chicken alone, but which leads me to prayer. Like, why did we pray over our food? Why was this handed down? Well, because someone a long time ago knew that when you wish well over food, that the water forms appropriately over water or people. So avoid negative people, which is part of why Elaine, I think, is spot on, which is when people mean you harm, when you get into it in these little social media conflicts, just walk away. Just walk away.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
Or the
And the idea
on the floor is an ER I never saw.
The idea that the cell is a jail is not a new idea. It comes back to a scientist whose name, he was German in the 1940s and 50s.
Listen carefully.
Fry Wüstling. And he wrote a whole book on the subject.
Right.
And, there's not much doubt about it, except that it never managed to find its way into the textbook, which is not so unusual, as you know, better than most. Lots of ideas that have extreme merit simply don't find their way into the textbook. And we all know reasons why. There are competing interests. But we're essentially a jail. And the thing is, we can't be a jail permanently because nothing moves, and essentially nothing moves inside the jail. And as you began pointing out, in order for things to move around, the jail actually needs to undergo some sort of transition from the jail to a different state. And as I argue not in the fourth phase book, but in the book before that, Cells, Gels, and the Engines of Life, this transition from the ordered gel state to the ordinary water state is central for essentially everything that happens inside the cell. It's an initiator of events because nothing can move around essentially inside the gel, but if the gel converts itself, or is converted, I should say, into a liquid, then everything can move around. You can get rid of toxins and other substances can flow inside the cell. Things can move around pretty easily. So this transition is really important. And if you
just an example of where you have actually documented that this transition takes place?
A good example is in the secretory system. And the person who's worked on that so much is a colleague and friend of mine, Pedro Verdugo, who's now emeritus professor, and he demonstrated that the secretory granules they basically explode. There's a so-called phase transition where something is condensed, and that would be you might say in a gel-like state, undergoes a transition to a more fluid state where the substances that are inside these secretory granules disperse. They're basically it's like a fire hose. They're expelled, and that can't happen inside a gel. It must be a transition to something that's more liquid. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to flow.
So we're talking about like hormones, or pancreas glands.
Exactly. Yeah. He was. I can't remember which secretory granules he was referring to, but as a class, I think the principle actually works. So inspired by that, I actually went to look at different systems, and I argued in that book that although nobody had ever actually brought up the idea in those alternative systems or other systems, it was just in the secretory system, there's so much indirect evidence that points to something similar occurring, that there's a transition from the gel state to the liquid state, and then back again, of course. So like in muscle contraction, for example, and that's something I studied for a few decades before I transitioned into studying water. So I did learn a little bit about muscles, enough to, shall we say, to understand that that the theory that was put forth by two guys named Huxley, who passed recently, one of them a Nobel Prize winner of great distinction, Sir Andrew Huxley, was bankrupt. The data just didn't fit the observations. And many of those observations came from us, some from other people. And I even wrote a book on that in 1990 called Muscles and Molecules. And I wouldn't suggest reading it. Maybe you did, because it's maybe too technical for people who are outside the field. But the point is that a lot of evidence points to something similar to what I just described happening also in muscle. And we have some evidence for this. That in the relaxed state, in the relaxed state, the muscles you can pull them out very easily, and the water appears in this case to be in the ordered state. There's evidence for this order, and I won't go to the next one or two steps because if someone is not familiar with it, it wouldn't make sense. But in this ordered state, it's really easy for the filaments to slide past one another. So if you pull the muscle, it can pull out very easily. And then, in order for things to happen, the evidence, once again, is that there's a transition of the water and the proteins together, the two of them doing it together, from the ordered state into the, shall we say, disordered state. And that allows that transition of the water allows the proteins to actually crumple up. And I know that the crumpling up is not part of the existing theory, but I believe it's correct. And in fact, side point, in my 1990 book on muscle contraction, I bring these ideas together and explain why the current theory doesn't fit, but the idea that starts with the water transitioning from the ordered state into the disordered state allows the whole contraction to occur. And then it after the contraction, it goes back into the ordered state. But what I found out, to my great surprise, I mean, this idea of muscle contraction is completely and absolutely unorthodox, just like the things that you do. But to my surprise, I found a book, and the book was written by the great Albert St. Georgi, who you know, but your listeners might not know. He's the father of modern biochemistry.
Right.
Of course, he won a Nobel Prize. He discovered vitamin C, and he did so many things beyond discovering vitamin C. And one of them was water, and one of them before that was muscle contraction. So I came upon his book just a few years ago, and I opened the book, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. St. Georgi's idea of muscle contraction, written 50, 60, 70 years ago, when there was not very much evidence, almost identical to what I wrote in my 1990 book. And boy, did that feel good.
Yeah, right.
So that's another, yeah.
See if I got this right, because I like to try to simplify it for my listeners, and
I love
maybe
you.
oversimplified, but I think it gives maybe a conception of this. So
Sure.
in ordinary science, or we think the reason muscles contract is we have these two muscles proteins, actin and myosin, and they cross-link and they go sort of like this and like that because of cross-link. Unfortunately, that model doesn't actually hold up. And what you're proposing is that the contraction and expansion has more to do with phase transitions from easy water or structured or gel water into more liquid water, and that creates the flexibility and the expansion and contraction, which is what we see as movement.
Well, just a slight variant. Yeah,
I'm gonna stop there because I think he explained it well enough. And yeah, so interesting. If anyone develops a frequency that can change the state of water, and the beings on the planet are mostly water, they not only can control muscle contractions, they can control the releasing of that gel that ends up in the symptoms that look like the flu because your body's creating mucuses. And there's no conspiracy theory. This is 60-year-old science. 60 years ago, they knew this. And of course, you get into MK Ultra and the rest of these programs where they've been hiding this. You got the history of the submarines and that frequency, right? You have the history of the population being poisoned, and you know that they don't tell you the things that are most important. So add that together with a bucket of grits, and everybody thinks that they're right. Everyone thinks they're doing the right thing, from Bittner to pharmaceutical industries to defense companies to politicians to, there's no evil. There's no conspiracy theory. All you have is a planet full of greedy people, and they all need money. And all corporations, they need more money. Governments need more power. And you have a circumstance that sets up for the perfect storm if somebody ever discovers a frequency that can mimic flu symptoms by releasing the toxins from changing the state of water through the gel. That's what I wanted to get to the other day. We really didn't have time. And you can't really like delve any deeper than that and just leave it at the comment that if anybody ever discovers that frequency, they can create an endless flu season, and they can keep it going until people capitulate to the demands of whatever they want. All right. Yeah, there you go, Elizabeth Miller, and I won't touch that. You've already said it, so it's right there. All right. One assumes that one of the reasons that pure water is withheld from people is due to its natural and needed properties. Ooh, and our bodies that are made up of predominantly water. Well, so that could be conspiracy, Cat Stevens, except for the fact that houses are kept from people. We know that food is kept from people. We know that money and stimulus is kept from people where they just give them $600 a month. Do you know that the part of the money they sent to Israel is for their weapons platforms? They sent billions of dollars to other companies for weapon platforms, and you've got people in mile-long food lines in Texas. You know, these things are very obvious, I think, to anybody who, how does that scripture go? For those who have eyes to see. Those who don't have eyes to see, you really can't do anything about. Somebody's commented, I'm a run. Inflammation is a response of irritation. Inflammation causes many symptoms, can paralyze and or cause brain damage. It syncs right up with that. And I will say that if you don't have a government, you got a corporation oligarchical. If anybody is putting inflammation causing compounds in your air, your food, or your water. And I'm going to stress the air part because that just seems to be where we are right now. Today is the latest Dane Wigington media alert. It's related. Is it? Oh, today is the latest Dane Wigington media alert. Did he post it? He put something new, Heather? Heaven? If anyone doesn't know who Dane Wigington is, he runs the site geoengineering.org. You need to pay attention to what's going on there. He talks about this and a bunch of other stuff. I'm paralyzed on the John. That happens, Chris. You want to get up because that's how you get the hemorrhoids. and plus your legs, they stop, they lock up. I get that sometimes too. Sometimes I get excited. I'm like, I'm doing an audiobook or watching a lecture or something on the pot. This is why you shouldn't touch anybody's cell phone or laptop because extracellular vesicles and exosomes, and that everybody takes to the toilet laptops and multimedia devices. If you don't have an immune system, you're gonna die. All right, even short-term exposure, low intensity. Oh, see, now you know what, Elizabeth? You posted, I can't say it. You can say it, I can't say it. All right, F this frequency. Yeah, well, and that's what we need to do. We need to walk away from those who are promoting frequencies in the air that cause problems with water that change the state of it, especially if we're made up mostly of water, and so is grandma. Might be the wine you're drinking. Somebody's drinking wine. It's too early for wine. You know, never mind. Take that back out of it. Everybody should be drinking wine. We should be drinking crack cocaine, hot toddy, rum. We should be drinking all of that. But anyway, all right. Don't drink. It's definitely lack of water. It causes dehydration and other stresses on the body. No one should be doing anything to stress out their bodies. If you're stressing out your body in a time where you've got an oligarch stressing out your body too, because there's something that they want and they're going to get, because they can create an endless flu season through technology that nobody questions, you don't need to stress yourself out. Don't stress your neighbors out either. Don't stress your neighbors. They have enough stress too. Just walk away. I'm going to walk away. And motorcycle accidents. Moral of the story, drink water, don't crash. And at least a gallon a day of water, Chris, a gallon of water a day is what you need. Healthy water every Saturday. Not just every Saturday, drink water all the time. All the wells in the UK are blocked off. We drink recycled water. Ooh, from a damaged system. I'm going to stop right there with that because, you know, and that's how simple things like that is how you know your government's out there to save you or they're out there to poison you. Somebody, who was it? A famous prophet said, somebody poisoned the water hole. I think his name was Woody. He was a prophet. He saw this coming. If somebody's poisoning all your water holes and shutting them off and poisoning the grocery store and everything in the vast majority of the grocery store, Houston, we got a problem. People, this is not something that we need to keep voting for. Dave Wigington spoke of, I don't think I can say that word. I don't think I can say that. I think the software that listens will catch that. Then stopped. He said that if he says, oh, there you go. If he says anything more about that, his video will be exactly. And that's the point, Rebecca. And I'm actually going to wrap up on this and say this because I had slave stuff to do. Is that if you want to educate yourself on anything that I just did not talk about, or anything my friends did not just post, or Dane Wigington or anybody else can't not say, because everything has to be spoken in code because it's all being turned off. And it's popular in the media. It's bullshit. It's mostly probably just virtue and virtue signaling, fake virtue. The only thing that you need to read is what's being denied. The only thing that you need to listen to is what is censored and removed. That's all you need. If it's coming out of the famous mouth of a politician, a corporation, anyone that is prominent in the media, it's a lie. It's going to get you and grandmama killed. We all need to cut our foot off. We all need to be kente and don't taste chicken. Don't chase the chicken. You chase that chicken, you're going to get caught. The chicken might be a Cinnabon. It creates itself in many ways. The chicken might be a smart city. The chicken might be GMO glyphosate. The chicken might be a chicken. The chicken might be beef, might be farm raised, abused animals. And it's definitely sugar. It might be lightning fast internet. It's a whole lot of chickens out there. You chase that chicken, you're going to get caught. You're going to die. And we need to cut our foot off. Right? You take the thing that they scare you with and just go ahead and do it. And to me, that's off-gridding. And so that's where I think we need to go. We need to go back to being strong, independent people instead of weak, dependent people someone who discovered a frequency can create a indefinite, endless flu season and put demands in the public place. And no one will be free of flu-like symptoms until their demands are met. All right, this is Gerard. Got to go. Y'all have a wonderful day after Christmas. Free to people. The only way we're going to be free is we cut our own foots off. We walk away. You don't need to fight the power, or all you need to do is stop being a user of the system. All of our problems are systematic. None of them are religion, race, nation, or any little silly ignorant groups. They are all 100% systemic all over the planet. All you have to do is stop being a user of the system, and the system collapses, and then we can build a beautiful world where the kids will be free. This is Gerard. Got to go. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for leaving your exosomes on my show. I really need the exosomes. They make me strong and healthy. Thank you for going and having a happy holiday with your family and leaving your exosomes and extracellular vesicles there as well. Hopefully that you cooked healthy food that will allow their immune systems to work the way they appropriately should in an ecosystem that constantly is evolving. And the only way we get the new evolutionary code is if we go ahead and let the pig pen out the pen. Y'all have a great day. It's Gerard. I'm out. Bye.
Break the chains that bind me, 'cause I wanna break the chains that bind you. Do you wanna set the world free, have perfect harmony? Isn't it time for that? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop. Do you wanna let go of the prisoners? See everyone happy. We can have this and more if we open up the doors. Well, what do you think about that? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people and Mother Nature too? Close down all the zoos. Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna free,